This is Valley View News.
NBC Universal's Rock the Vote campaign hopes to register new voters, especially young adults and Latinos. Some doctors are working with the FDA to make a controversial form of contraceptive available to everyone. College students on a budget are being pinched by the rising price of gasoline.
Welcome to Valley View News. I am Marco Morfino.
And I'm Tawny Ann Della Pena. Phoenix, Arizona's housing market is picking up after being one of the hardest hit cities in the mortgage crisis. Home prices are up to 8% and foreclosures have fallen to 49% since last year. Houses priced at market value are selling quickly. The housing market in Arizona used to have more supply than demand, but now houses are selling so fast that buyers have to act quickly.
The national average price for a gallon of gasoline rose for the 10th straight day to $3.84. The AAA says gas prices are now up 17% from the same period last year. In California, the average price for a gallon of gasoline is $4.33.
Rising college tuition, books, and rent are not the only thing college students have to worry about. Now they can add increasing gas prices to that list. Reporter Elena Sorlozano has the story.
Cal State Northridge is known as a commuter school, and with the average price for a gallon of regular gasoline getting close to $5 in the Los Angeles County, students at Cal State Northridge are feeling the pain at the pump.
A survey conducted by CSUN's Institute of Stability says 35,000 students are enrolled at Cal State Northridge and 95% of them commute.
Students at Cal State Northridge say on average they drive to school 4 to 5 times a week, finding themselves spending hundreds of dollars a month on gas just to get to school.
I spend about $45 a week on gas, and that's not even filling it up. I just get it to where I need to get for that whole week.
Experts say prices will probably keep rising through the peak driving season of April through September, and this isn't giving college students much comfort.
It's outrageous, I think. I'm thinking about getting a second job, actually, because it's a lot of money.
Others have found alternative options that don't require so much gas.
I actually drive a hybrid now, so I'm saving a lot more money on gas, which means I only spend about $30 every 2 weeks, so that saves me a lot.
Student Victor Diaz says he feels the effect of high gas prices, but the only thing he can do about it is deal with it.
What can I do, All you gotta do is just, hope that things change, pretty much.
Overall, only few seem to have found alternative ways to save money at the pump, and others have no choice but to keep paying for high gas prices. In Northridge, I'm Elena Solorzano for Valley View News.
A photo of a racist Obama bumper sticker is on the internet, but it's unclear if the photo was altered digitally or represents a real bumper sticker. The bumper sticker reads, "Don't renege in 2012. In small print below, it says, "Stop repeat offenders. Don't re-elect Obama." It is accompanied by an image of the Obama campaign logo crossed out. Some viewers say the image wasn't edited to include the racist slur. Either way, it's appearing on many social networking sites.
President Obama has added $45 million to his re-election campaign. The money was raised by Obama for America, the Democratic National Committee, the Obama Victory Fund, and the Swing State Victory Fund. Obama had already raised $29.1 million in January and $68 million the fourth quarter of 2011. Obama's campaign is working with 6 state campaign directors and the National Youth Vote Coordinator about how to spend the money.
The November 2012 election will be here fast, but the biggest issue is about getting people to vote. Valley View's Jessica Goodman has more on the story.
Presidential elections takes place every 4 years, but the biggest problem isn't about making a Republican nomination to compete with Obama. It is about getting people of all backgrounds, people 18 and over, and both women and men voting on election day. Companies like NBC Universal encourage not only the public to register, but also encourage their employees to take part. NBC organized a Rock the Vote event at their Miracle Mile location for employees to come sign up for the various organizations. Jennifer Weiss of the Women's Network believes that no one can tell women what to do with their bodies and go out to vote so it stays that way.
We need to step up and speak. We've come so far. We've gone from being, in the house with the kids and pregnant and cooking and cleaning to, being presidents of companies and CEOs, and we've come very far, but we need to make sure that we go even further.
NBC has a few organizations within the company: Asian Pacific Americans, Black Professional Alliance, Unidos, a Veterans Network, and a Women's Network. Craig Robinson at NBC said that getting people, especially minorities, registered to vote is important.
If we're not registered to vote, and if we don't get out and make the vote, it's very hard to make sure that we have a voice for us, in Washington.
Rock the Vote, an organization targeted at getting people registered to vote, youth in particular, came to the event to help push the same message as it did in 2008.
I think it's really important for people to vote because even if they're not going to vote, as long as they know that they're registered, it won't discourage them to vote.
It is simple to become a registered voter here in the state of California. All you need to do is go to your local government agency, like the post office, and pick up a form just like this one. Fill out your first name, last name, address, and your political party, and drop it off in the mail. In Los Angeles, this is Jessica Goodman for Valley View News.
President Obama made an appearance at the Capitol Hill pub on St. Patrick's Day. He even raised his pint of Guinness with pubgoers at the Dubliner. Obama spent time shaking hands and taking pictures after arriving around noon. The president took part in holiday tradition by wearing a forest green fleece jacket. The Obama family got into the spirit by dyeing the water in the South Lawn fountain green.
The decision of Obama's health care law may depend on the opinions of 4 Republican-appointed Supreme Court justices. Along with Justice Clarence Thomas, the 4 justices might vote against Obama's health care law. Obama might only need 1 out of the 4 votes to side with him to win approval of the law. In contrast, lawyers say Democratic-appointed justices Elena Kagan and Sonia Sotomayor support and might vote for the law. The Obama administration and supporters of the health care law are confident that they will have the votes to uphold the law.
Doctors with the support of the FDA want to remove the age restrictions on an emergency contraceptive, but the Department of Health and Human Services is against it. Cherish Holland has the details.
Currently, anyone who is 17 and older can purchase a Plan B pill at a pharmacy without a prescription. The Plan B pill is a pill that a woman takes if she had unprotected sex or contraceptive failure. It can be taken up to 72 hours after having sex to try and prevent pregnancy. Doctors are now working on trying to reduce the age limit to 16-year-olds and younger. But some parents do not want the age restrictions to be removed because they feel that at that age they need guidance.
I just don't feel that's right for kids underage to be able to make that decision. It's a lot of responsibility. I think that's too much responsibility.
Serena Josell, Director of Public Affairs for Planned Parenthood, says removing the age limit will be beneficial to young teens.
Emergency contraception is most effective the sooner it's taken after unprotected sex. So having the barrier of first having to visit a physician to write a prescription and then go have that prescription filled at a pharmacy actually creates a barrier for those young women who are trying to prevent unplanned pregnancy.
But the availability of the emergency contraceptive is not the only issue. Many are not aware that it's not 100% effective. It only decreases the chances of not getting pregnant by 75 to 89%. 24-year-old mother Daniela Borgueño did not manage to beat the odds.
That same day I went to Planned Parenthood, I got the Plan B pill and I took it right away. And a month later I was pregnant.
She took the pill about 7 years ago and says she did not know much about the pill. Now she has a 6-year-old daughter. So the question is, if it would legally be accessible to younger teenagers, would they understand what they're taking?
There's actually been a number of studies that show that young women and teens do take emergency contraception with the same efficiency as older or adult women.
She says having the contraceptive available would decrease the number of unplanned pregnancies, which account for half of the U.S. In Pasadena, I'm Cherish Holland for Valley View News.
The richest man in Los Angeles has joined a group that's trying to buy the Dodgers. Patrick Soon-Shong is a doctor, investor, and philanthropist. The group's bid would put the Dodgers in the hands of investors worth more than $15 billion. Current Dodger owner Frank McCourt said that he hopes to sell the team to someone who is willing to commit to the Los Angeles community.
Fans who get too rowdy at sporting events could soon be banned from stadiums. California State Assemblyman Mike Gatto introduced a bill that would ban violent felons from attending games for up to 5 years. The bill was sparked by the severe beating of a Giants fan at a Dodgers game last season. Gatto said he is concerned about the economic impact on California's teams if fans are afraid to go to the ballpark.
A poll shows that many Los Angeles area residents are in favor of a new terminal at the Bob Hope Airport. Of nearly 1,200 people in the Burbank, Glendale, and Pasadena areas, 67% favor a new terminal further from the runway. The airport's executive director says that the money for the terminal would come directly from the airport and would not use taxpayer funds.
This coming April marks the 20-year anniversary of the LA riots. In 1992, Los Angeles erupted in flames and was terrorized by many. The riots brought about several organizations looking to reunite the community. A motivating campaign that works towards efforts in preventing tragedies from occurring has visited CSUN to get students involved. Chudney Mata has more on the story.
The Serve, Advocate, Inspire, Give, Unite campaign, put together by Korean Church Community Development, is an organization with the vision to learn from a tragic chapter in history. Campaign Director and President of KCCD, Hapen Im, visited Cal State Northridge in efforts to get students involved.
For me, my motivation and inspiration is that whether it's the Korean faith community or the greater Korean community, that we could partner and really make an impact and be an influential force and be recognized as really full participating citizens here in America.
She feels that the Korean community was overlooked during the riots and wants students to know that one individual can make a difference. Journalism professor Tae Kim says it's important for students to hear about the campaign.
And if CSUN students can actually participate and collaborate with her group, it will be a great benefit for students, and in the short term and the long term.
The campaign is looking for volunteers and welcomes CSUN students. All students have to do is fill out the volunteer agreement. The form can be found at www.saigu429.com. In Northridge, I'm Chudney Mata for Valley View News.
Coming up, Lindsay Lohan decides to calm down a bit in Hollywood, and Kony 2012 campaign creator is under more criticism.
Welcome to Fogels.
Beautiful, isn't it?
You expect options everywhere else. Why not with your medical treatment? Talk with your doctor to explore all your options and find what's right for you. Visit ahrq.gov.
The Palms Casino Resort in Las Vegas has announced it will be closing the Playboy Club in June. Palms Casino officials gave no reason for the closure. Sources say there are no immediate plans for the space. The Playboy Club opened back on October 2006.
Here's the scoop.
The new season of Dancing with the Stars has kicked off with 12 new celebrity contestants, and Beyoncé is finally ready to return to the stage. Here's Chudney Mata with the entertainment news.
Lindsay Lohan has unofficially placed herself on house arrest. Her probation on DUI charges will end on March 29th. The actress and recent SNL host has reportedly isolated herself after she drove through a parking lot and allegedly brushed an LA club owner. She doesn't want any more trouble, at least until her probation is over. The judge threw out Nicolette Sheridan's lawsuit against Desperate Housewives creator Mark Cherry. Nicolette claimed Cherry struck her in the face during the rehearsal in 2008. She was seeking $6 million, claiming she was fired in retaliation for complaining on the set. Cherry admitted to touching her on the face, but he was only demonstrating a particular scene. The judge on Monday found Sheridan's claims did not meet the standard proof for battery. Riri is at war, and we're not talking about her latest movie. The We Found Love singer is at it with Vietnamese model Karrueche Tran, Chris Brown's current girlfriend. The Twitter war started when Rihanna posted a picture on her Twitter of rice cakes with earrings and sunglasses and writing a slur. Tran has received threats from her singer's fans and even one fan threatening to kill her. Rihanna and Chris Brown have been rumored as getting back together for the past few months. Beyoncé is set to return to the stage after giving birth to her daughter Blue Ivy. The Grammy winner will perform in New Jersey in May at Atlantic City's Revel Resorts. Tickets for the concert will go on sale April 6th. Beyoncé and rapper Jay-Z have been married for 4 years and had Blue Ivy in January. A pregnant Jessica Simpson is not far from her due date. The singer's friends and family gathered to celebrate the mommy-to-be. Simpson celebrated with other famous mamas like Grey's Anatomy star Ellen Pompeo, Jessica Alba, and little sister Ashley. She received lots of gifts and they were mostly wrapped in pink. In Touch magazine reports that Simpson will be naming her baby Maxwell. She wanted to pick a name that's personal and unexpected. 21 Jump Street cruised into first place, making an estimated $35 million in its opening weekend. The new film stars popular actors Jonah Hill and Channing Tatum. Dr. Seuss's The Lorax fell into second place. So far, it's earned over $150 million. John Carter came in at third, earning over $13 million, and Project X fell into fourth, making over $4 million. That's it for entertainment. Back to you, Marco.
The embattled director of the documentary Coney 2012 is being defended by his family. Jason Russell was picked up by police on March 15th who say he was running through the streets of San Diego in his underwear. The Russell family says Jason has never had a substance abuse or drinking problem. It has been confirmed that Russell was hospitalized for exhaustion, dehydration, and malnutrition.
More than 3,000 children in northern Uganda are suffering from a mysterious illness called the nodding disease. The little understood disease causes epileptic seizures that leaves children in a state of confusion for hours. Researchers at the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention say the seizures only affect children from ages of 1 to 19. Uganda health officials say epilepsy drugs are helping with the symptoms, but until the cause of the disease is discovered, a cure is out of reach.
2 male nurses in Uruguay have reportedly admitted they killed at least 16 patients. Authorities say that the nurses killed the patients because they did not want to see them suffer. Judge Rolando Vomero says one of the men has been charged with 11 aggravated homicides, while the other has 5. The government has set up an office to provide support to the families of the victims.
A Brazilian court has blocked 17 executives from Chevron and Transocean Ltd. from leaving the country. The executives are being investigated for an oil spill last November. The spill occurred in deep water off the coast of Rio de Janeiro. A prosecutor says both companies showed a lack of environmental planning and management. 3,000 gallons of oil spilled into the ocean.
Up next, a former football MVP finds a new team, and a legendary Mexican band visits CSUN and gets the crowd going.
Clean kitchen surfaces, utensils, and hands with soapy water. 1 in 6 Americans will get sick from food poisoning this year. Keep your family safer. Check your steps at foodsafety.gov.
Four years ago, I went through something that was very difficult for me. I was faced with a very big challenge at a young age. Once I reached out to my sister, it got a little better. Once I told my mother, it got a little better. The more I talked about it, I felt it coming off. If you're strong enough to just open your mouth, that's all it takes.
Lead paint poisoning affects over 1 million children today. If your home was built before 1978, call or log on.
Michael Mayer is here with more on Peyton Manning finding a new team and the wild first weekend of March Madness.
Thanks, Marco. 4-time NFL MVP Peyton Manning has finally found a new team. It's the Denver Broncos. ESPN's Chris Mortensen reported that Manning has told his agent Tom Condon to start working on a contract with the team. The Broncos will now move to trade quarterback Tim Tebow to make room for Manning. Manning spent the weekend debating between the 49ers, Broncos, and Titans. Manning joins a Denver team that made it to the playoffs last season. Two CSUN alumni are now playing professionally for Major League Soccer. Eldrick Bone joins us in the newsroom with more on their success.
Sean Franklin and Rafael Garcia both played for the soccer team in their college careers at CSUN. Now they play professionally for the Los Angeles Galaxy. I went to the Galaxy training grounds in Carson to see how the former Matadors like their new home. The Galaxy are one of the more star-studded teams in Major League Soccer, but two of those stars shine the brightest in the eyes of Cal State Northridge. Sean Franklin and Rafa Garcia have the opportunity to play with some of the best in the MLS, but they have to try their hardest to get ahead in the game. Franklin graduated in 2007 and was picked 4th overall in the 2008 MLS Super Draft by the Galaxy. The former Matador has since been named 2008 Rookie of the Year, played for the U.S. national team, and won an MLS championship. Franklin says playing in the MLS has been a dream of his.
When I was around 18, when I decided to go to CSUN, and then after playing after a couple years, I was thinking like, okay, this is kind of what I want to do, and I set a goal. I put my mind to it, and I'm thankful and fortunate to be where I'm at.
AJ De La Garza has been a teammate of Franklin since 2009 and recognizes his importance to the team.
Obviously, he's a MLS All-Star, Rookie of the Year the year before I came, and he's a dependable person back there in our back line. He's a big part of the reason why we were so successful.
Franklin is no longer the only CSUN graduate on the team. Rafael Garcia was selected by LA this year as a supplemental draft pick. He says he is enjoying his time playing with all-star players such as David Beckham.
It's been great. I couldn't be surrounded by better players, such as David and Sean, obviously, and guys like Landon, Edson Botto. So it's been great. I never imagined I'd be in the situation that I am today. So.
Assistant coach Kurt Onalfo says Garcia has long been under LA's radar.
He's been in our backyard playing in Northridge, and we had seen him an awful lot in college, and then in this past summer we had some training sessions where we invited in some selected, high-quality college players, and he was one of them.
The Galaxy is 1-0-1 in the regular season so far. Sean Franklin started at his usual right-back position in both games. Rafael Garcia made the game day roster but did not set foot on the pitch. But regardless of where they play, they will always be CSUN Matadors. Back to you in the studio.
A 23-year-old soccer player is under intensive care after suffering cardiac arrest during a game. Fabrice Muamba is a midfielder for Bolton of the English Premier League and collapsed during a match against Tottenham. The match was called off after Muamba fell on the field just before halftime, leaving many fans and players in shock. Doctors say that Muamba's condition is stable and he is slightly improving. The battle to reach the Sweet 16 had some thrilling finishes. Let's go to some highlights. Second-seeded Kansas got all they could handle from 10th-seeded Purdue. Late in the second half, Elijah Johnson makes a critical steal and lays it up for 2 to give the Jayhawks a 1-point lead. The Jayhawks went on to win the game 63-60. 4 schools from the state of Ohio, Xavier, Cincinnati, Ohio State, and Ohio University, all made it to the regional round. This is the first time in the tournament's long history that 4 teams from the same state have made it to the Sweet 16. In the pro game, the Lakers and Clippers had 2 entirely different results at the Staples Center. The Lakers battled in their second game since acquiring Ron Sessions from Cleveland and lost it to the Utah Jazz 103-99. Andrew Bynum led the way for the Lakers with 33 points and 11 rebounds as the rest of the team struggled. It was only the second home loss for the Lakers since Christmas Day. Meanwhile, the Clippers defeated the Detroit Pistons 87-83 in overtime. Chris Paul scored 9 of his 19 points in the overtime period to go along with a season-high 15 assists. And that's it for sports. Back to you, Tawny.
Men, women, and children plunged themselves into the freezing cold Big Bear Lake to raise money for a good cause. Sarah Vlanagan attended the event and has more on the story.
Let me win, but if I cannot win, let me be brave in the attempt.
That's the Special Olympics pledge, and award-winning athlete Amanda is one of more than 11,000 athletes in Southern California that the inaugural Polar Bear Plunge at Big Bear Lake is helping to raise money for. A minimum donation of $50 was required to make the plunge, and it gave many the opportunity to get dressed up and wear fun costumes for a good cause. Kelly Klepping is the Assistant Vice President of Marketing and Communications for Special Olympics Southern California and explains what makes the plunge so fun for everyone to be a part of.
The Polar Plunge really allows
people to bring the crazy side out. And not only to have fun with their friends and family, but again, you're raising money for Special Olympics at the same time.
Bill Schumart is the president and CEO of Special Olympics Southern California.
It's easily the most fulfilling job I've ever had because guys like Chris and guys like Brandon, they inspire us with their respect, with their dignity, with their courage, with their joy.
When it came time to make the plunge, the crowd came together for a speech and to see the lighting of the cauldron signifying it was time to start the plunging. Each team took turns running, jumping, or diving into the 34-degree water. But many of the plungers say the nearly freezing temperature wasn't as bad as they thought it would be.
It was really cool. Awesome.
It was cold. Not as cold as I thought it was going to be, though.
Special Olympic athlete Amanda is a gold medalist in bocce ball and talks about how much she loves being a part of the organization.
Special Olympic means to me to be a part of the team and being a part of my friends.
And while she didn't make the plunge herself, she was there waiting to help warm up her friend after he did. The inaugural polar bear plunge at Big Bear Lake raised nearly $20,000 to benefit Special Olympics athletes. And in the end, dozens of plungers were happy to be freezing for a reason. In Big Bear, I'm Sarah Flanagan for Valley View News.
Los Tigres del Norte made their first ever appearance at the Valley Performing Arts Center at Cal State Northridge. Valley View's Raul Delgado was there.
Fans were buying Los Tigres del Norte souvenirs right before the concert on the campus of CSUN in what was going to be a memorable event. Fans could buy shirts and stuffed tigers. Mexican norteño ensemble Los Tigres del Norte came roaring into the Valley Performing Arts Center here at California State University Northridge. CSUN student Abraham Navas says why he wanted to see Los Tigres del Norte.
I came because I like their music. They are Mexican heroes.
And a group of fans sang their favorite song as they hoped Los Tigres would play it.
La Puerta Negra.
Inside of the Valley Performing Arts Center, fans were trying to find their seats and some anxiously waited for the concert to begin. Moments later, Los Tigres del Norte entered the stage and opened the concert singing Como Aceite, Como el Agua. The sellout crowd at the VPAC was cheering Los Tigres del Norte as they performed their songs, while others even danced. And it was only a matter of time until Los Tigres del Norte sang one of their biggest hits, Jefe de Jefes. As the concert ended, fans say they enjoyed the performance and thought it was a success.
It's really lively and loud and fun.
It's extremely loud and everyone seemed to just be crazy about it.
It's really great that they have the opportunity to spread cultural awareness on a university campus in California.
I just thought it was a great event. Overall, it was great how they were taking pictures.
Los Tigres del Norte continue to thrill their fans with their music and humbleness, and they are set to release a new album in the upcoming weeks. In Northridge, Raul Delgado, Valley View News.
India's former Mr. Universe had another birthday, his 100th. Manohar Aich was 4'11" tall with plenty of muscles when he won Mr. Universe in 1952. He says he's had a long life because he eats a simple diet and never smoked or drank alcohol. Aich's children, grandchildren, and great-grandchildren all got together to celebrate his birthday. Happy birthday, Mr. Universe. From all of us at Valley View News, I'm Tanya Ann Della Pena.
And I'm Marco Morfino. Have a great day.